Hi, my name is Tiffy and welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna give you my feelings about the latest Disney movie, Encanto. And before anyone comes for me for pronunciation, I want you to know that I've taken but one Spanish class throughout my entire education and I do not remember what grade I got, so. And fam, listen, it would have had to been a good movie to pull me from the super suction gorilla grip that Avatar has had on my life for the past, like real quick, is it just me? No, because I want to ask my therapist about this because the way that I hyper fixate on something that I love, I don't know, it don't seem normal. Because Encanto may have come out on Disney Plus like maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and I've watched it a solid 9 times since then. I will watch it again between when I record this video and when I edit this video and then when I post this video for y'all to see. It is such an enjoyable movie. Let's get into it. Obviously, there are going to be spoilers. I feel like I'm gonna need water to roll these R's. Madrigal, Encanto, Mirabel, Bruno, 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 Madrigal, Madrigal, Arepa, Madrigal, no, Madrigal. Encanto tells the story of the amazing Madrigal family, of which each member has a special, unique, magical gift, except for our main character, Mirabel. But this does not make her bitter, it pushes her to work harder. It's about drive, it's about power. Now, Mirabel just really loves her family and she wants to make them proud. And nobody in her family is pressed that she's not magical except for her Abuela, her grandmother, who is the matriarch of the Madrigal family. Which is interesting because Abuela don't got no magical powers either. Like you're hating, but you're outside of the club with me. We're out here together. When the magic that grants the family their powers is threatened, Mirabel is determined to find out for why. And that leads her to uncovering family secrets and fixing the family just like the little boy in Soul Food. And I think that's something because Disney really went from, and then the prince kissed her and she woke up and they lived happily ever after, to how about we unpack some of this generational trauma in Colombia. And then they ask Lin-Manuel Miranda what he has that can fit the vibe. I saw a comment on TikTok that said Lin-Manuel Miranda put his whole Lin-Manuel Medusi into this soundtrack and I have not known peace since. And I am inclined to agree. And for the Disney fans that are concerned that it's too much Lin and we're seeing him in too many projects back to back, please stop, because this is literally what Disney does. They find an artist, writer, composer, lyricist, and then that person becomes kind of the defining sound of that generation of Disney movies. Lin-Manuel Miranda is the new Alan Menken, just like Menken was the new Sherman Brothers. And say what you want about Lin-Manuel Miranda, but he has done it again. Surface pressure. That drip, 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 that'll never stop. Drip is unstoppable. The song delivered, it gave emotional impact because our girl Luisa was going through it and I felt it, I promise you I did. But you know what had my attention? The beat. You don't understand, they put that in the main film. We didn't even have to wait till the ending credits where they bring in a guest pop artist to appeal to a wider demographic. In the main film, we in the big house. The donkeys in the background, this can't be the same Disney I grew up with. It just can't. And we don't talk about Bruno. Did y'all notice Bruno vibing to his own diss song? And I feel like I say this almost every Disney movie review that I give, but it's true. The animation just gets so much more impressive, and watching this just visually is such an experience. There are details in this movie, even the way that they use those details to further tell the story. For example, every family unit within the Madrigal family has their own primary color, whether it's yellow or like turquoise blue in the cooler tones. Mirabel is the only one that is very multi-color, just all over the spectrum. She's wearing the blue of her family unit, but then she also has hand embroidered all of these details, the butterflies, the flowers, and those incorporate colors from all over the family, and it shows how much she loves them. That's a detail that I hope y'all did not miss. They gave us all types of details in hair texture, in different shades of melanin. Look at this child! Let me shed a single Disney thug tear for this film. It's the most beautiful film I've ever seen. The colors and the music and the culture and the flowers, y'all. I just learned what an arepa is and I'm looking up Colombian places on Yelp so I don't have to cook one. And I don't think we even got into the characters yet, and there's a lot of them, so I'm just gonna tell you my favorites. There's Tia Pepa, whose mood controls the weather, giving very much an unstable Aurora Monroe, and I I find her to be one of the most honest characters in the movie because she cannot hide her emotions whether or not she likes it. Yes, anxious queen, I see you. I didn't really care for Isabella as a character, but her aesthetic, the pink and purple flowers, give it to me. And obviously I love her character growth, but when she took all those beautiful purple flowers and threw in some black and blue and red and orange, not to be dramatic, but that felt like a personal attack against me, against Tiffany Polite. It felt like an attack against me. Antonio, when that little boy looked at Mirabel and said, I need you. And my last favorite character, Dolores. Her hair is so big, it's so big. It's curly. Let me run to the hair supply. What is that, a 430? I can do that. She had the eyes. She had the low singing voice. Yeah, you mean to tell me they gave us an alto? That's not a villain? Y'all, sis's superpower is that she is effectively nosy. This movie just makes me feel seen. I got too excited. It couldn't be me. It could never be me. Oh my God. What would you do? What would you do if you had Dolores' power? Like if I was Dolores, that would be my service to the town. I'll spy on your partner for free. From a critical and an honest standpoint, it is not a perfect movie. It is filled with plot holes, one of them being Dolores herself. Bruno was hiding in the walls of the house for 10 years, and Dolores has super hearing. She could hear Luisa's eye twitch. And yeah, they gave her a little line at the end. Oh, I told you, I could hear him the entire time. That's lazy. That's really lazy, because the implication of that, because I am certain that little kid Dolores told somebody like, hey, I don't know how to bring this up, but I definitely am hearing somebody in the walls. So I want to know which one of the adults up in Casita told her, which one of them gaslit that child into believing that she was wrong. And that don't sit right with your girl. And I don't think that that's a reach, because the family doesn't operate with the interests of the individual family members in mind. It's about the family as a whole, about the family name. So what else would you tell a child that literally knows everybody's business? I think that in this toxic family, she was silenced, and we see that all over her character throughout the entire movie. And if you're like, whoa, that's kind of heavy, yes. I signed on for the songs, but I'll take the therapy. And that's kind of the whole point of this movie. Every family member is going through it, including Abuela, who people really want to see as the villain of this film, but she's not. I understand the passion that people speak about her character, especially if you have someone like Abuela in real life in your family. I understand that, and we don't have to agree with what I'm going to say next. I really appreciate what the writers did with her character. Like I said, I don't see her as the villain. I also don't see her as innocent at all. Abuela doesn't have any apparent powers, but it was her sacrifice and her tragedy and her pain that created the magic in the first place. I have a theory about the magic and even why Mirabel herself didn't get any powers, and it's related to this, so walk with me for 2 seconds. My theory is that the magic gives that person what they need in the moment. So Abuela just witnessed her man get killed, and she has 3 babies, triplets, to now raise on her own, a new mother. She needs shelter, she needs protection, and not just for herself, because remember, there were many people from her village that were leaving to find someplace safer, and they were all following Abuela and Abuela Pedro. Everybody benefited from what she lost, and she made a vow to continue to protect her community. So when her children got a little bit older, the gifts that they received also reflected what a growing village would need. Julieta can heal with her cooking. That is obviously useful. Peppa controls the weather. That can protect the village. That can help with the agriculture. Even Bruno's power to see the future. I'm sure that's incredibly helpful if it wasn't subjected to so much misinterpretation. And then their children also receiving gifts that are useful to the family and useful to the Encanto as a whole, to see it continue to thrive and move forward. But I think that Mirabel didn't receive a gift because she already had everything that she needed to protect the family and the Encanto. Mirabel did not receive a gift because she was the gift. Her patience, her steadiness, her steadfastness, somebody in the family had to be strong enough to break. Someone had to be far enough removed to see the cracks in the foundation, to see the patterns of damage and to call them out. And if you've ever experienced a similar family dynamic, or if you're the black sheep in the family, you know how real that is. And this is a Disney movie, y'all. The magic couldn't do anything for Mirabel because Mirabel is magic. And it's in the song that she sang earlier when they had the family portrait without her, which, by the way, I'd have put the candle out. film would have been over? She says in that song that if she had the power, she would make the mountains move. She would make new flowers grow. What does she do by the end of the film? Mountains literally cracked in half, revealing the pathway back to the river where it all got started for Abuela and their family. And Isabela grows new flowers. And she says in her song that it's because of Mirabel. And to bring this back around to Abuela, despite the damage that she caused, which is inexcusable, everything about her identity became this protector role. We don't even directly learn her name in this movie. Her door says Abuela, but she wasn't always a grandmother. Her name is Alma, and I think that she should be afforded some grace. She did exactly what she needed to ensure the safety of her family. She absolutely made mistakes. She absolutely made bad choices, period. She hurt her family in the process. But I think that she did the best she could do with the tools she was given at that time. And in the same way that Isabela and Luisa learned that they were not defined by what the magic gave them. Luisa didn't always have to be strong. Isabela didn't always have to be perfect. I think that Abuela learned that she didn't always have to be hard. I think that's what she had to do. I think that she had to block out a lot of her own trauma, a lot of her own pain, to get herself up, to take care of her 3 babies, and to lead an entire village. It was definitely her strength that got the family through. Who do you think Mirabel gets that from? Now, I do feel that Abuela's apology wasn't enough. The entire film just kind of ended quickly, and I personally could have seen Abuela own her shit just a little bit longer. But for me, at the same time, it is still a Disney movie. It's still a children's film. So while I don't expect any less in terms of quality and just filmmaking in general and storytelling, and there are some issues with it, I understand that they're not checking every box when it comes to unpacking so much deep stuff in this film. Is Disney movie or not, I'll let you know right now, for the rest of her life, all that peace, love, and understanding, and familia madrigal, Abuela better respect me until the day she leaves this earth. I already told y'all, she looks at me sideways. Tell the town I'm drunk again. I'll throw that candle right in the river where my granddaddy died. I'd airbend that flame right out. And we've come full circle back to Avatar. Believe it or not, I have so much more that I want to say about this film, but this is where I will wrap this video. I have been recording for hours. I'm gonna see, look, the sun came up. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna edit this down to, I'm gonna get this video to 9 minutes, 8 minutes, 9. Make sure that you are following me on other social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram. You can also find me on Discord and Twitch, because why be on one platform when you can be on them all? And if you haven't seen Encanto, or you're like me and you need to watch it again, you can watch it on Disney+. Thank you so much, y'all, for watching this video. I will see you next time. Bye. I ran this down to having 1 minute left of space on my memory card. I talk too much.